Hi, moral recap here. Today, I'm going to explain about a Thai drama film called Love and Run. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. The film starts with Lin, a female student who dreams of finding the man of her dreams. Just like the ones that exist in the mangas she likes reading, she presents the closest she has to a family. Kanyang is her brother-in-law. He is an excellent cook and owns his own successful restaurant. Du is Kanyang's son. That, in a way, makes him her nephew. She says that Du has an obsession with her. He ruins all her dates. A short montage presents a couple of Lin's dates that are interrupted by Du's funny methods. Du says that Lin needs to consider him as her personal bodyguard. Du wants to be a runner for his country's national team. He returns home and argues with his father about it. Kanyang tells him that he should focus on studying medicine or engineering. If he can't do that, he will go and work in Kanyang's restaurant. Lin narrates that she went in nursery school and now works as a physical therapist. Du has moved to Bangkok because he got a sports scholarship. Both of them are grown-ups now. Meanwhile, Kanyang speaks with his friend and says he has no idea where his son is. Du runs a race, but he finishes last. Following, we see Du working at a supermarket with Men, another employee. Their voices are heard from the store's speaker and they motivate the customers to buy more products. When the two of them get a lunch break, Du sees his Aunt Lin sitting on a table with her coworker and grabbing a bite. Du hides. Man, a musician who has a crush on Lin, visits the clinic she works in and asks for a therapy session. He specifically asks for Lin to take care of him. Lin's coworker tries to do his best and get rid of him. When Lin finishes work, Man approaches her and says he can accompany her on the way home. Lin says she has to do the groceries, but Man doesn't get discouraged. He goes along with her and carry her stuff. They visit the supermarket, and Man asks Lin what kind of men she's attracted to. He says she should be attracted to businessmen who are also eccentric musicians. Lin says not really. She's attracted to athletes, people who are active. When the shopping is done, they walk outside, and Man tells Lin this is the last time he walks her home. Lin seems happy about it, but Man says this is the last time because from now on, they will see each other every day. He is moving in her apartment building. Du and Man are hiding behind a vehicle and are listening to them. Man tells Du that this guy is going to get his aunt sooner or later. Du calls his father and tells him to allow Aunt Lin to live in a mixed-gender apartment because Bangkok is dangerous nowadays. Kanyang asks Du where he is, but Du tells him nothing. The next day, Man knocks on Lin's door and he is all dressed up like a fitness enthusiast. However, he says he is not doing this for Lin. That's hard to believe since he has written Lin's name on his chest. Lin shuts the door on his face. Man pretends his nose got hit and Lin opens the door again. Man says the real reason he came to her is because he needs some plates and cutlery since he recently moved in his apartment and it's not fully equipped. He also wants to come in and eat with her. Lin says she could lend him some plates, but they can't eat together. She closes the door on him again. Someone is knocking on her door once more. She opens the door, but this time it's Du and Men who are standing outside her apartment. She lets them in and starts asking Du questions, where he stays and if he is studying anything. Du says that he has been staying with Men and he dropped out of college to get a job. Men says that he has been taking good care of Du and then intends to give Lin his phone number. Du quickly kicks him out of the apartment. Kanyang calls Lin and says he got a call from Du, asking him to allow Lin to stay in a mixed-gender apartment. He asks her if she has spoken with Du. Du tries to signal Lin what to reply. Eventually, Lin says she has to go and hangs up. In any case, Du will stay with Lin from now on. Du and Lin grab some fast food, and Du asks her about Man. Lin says he is flirting with her, and Du asks if there is anyone else apart Man that's hitting on her. Man visits Lin at the hospital again and asks for another treatment. After he comes up with a couple of cheesy lines, Lin and her coworker hook him up for an electrical muscle stimulation treatment. Man asks Lin to stay with him, but she gets a text message from Du and excuses herself. Lin and her coworker realize that the machine which they hooked Man to is broken and needs maintenance. They run into the room and find Man getting hit by large amounts of electric shocks. They have to unplug the machine to make it stop. Man won't give up on his efforts. He knocks on Lin's door again. He has bought some organic food for her. He now sees Du. Lin introduces him as her nephew. Man says he would love to eat with them and get to meet Du. They all sit down to eat together. Man prepares some salads and a green cleansing smoothie for Lin. Du is annoyed by Man's excessive armpit hair. Du tries to finish all the food as quickly as possible to make Man leave. The next day, Du accompanies his aunt at her clinic office and carries a box for her. Dr. Eek walks by and has a short talk with Lin. Du does everything in his power to interrupt them. Dr. Eek eventually walks away, but things get worse for Du when Game joins the scene. He is a university student who has visited the clinic to film a video for his project, and Lin is going to help him. To make matters worse, this is the guy that Du lost his race to. Lin takes Game to a room and shows him some techniques they use on patients. These facial massage techniques are quite pleasant and include grinning and squeezing one's lips together. Game is having a great time and asks Lin to help him with one more video. He asks her to meet him tomorrow at a park nearby. Du has been watching them this whole time and doesn't like Game's invitation. Du shares his problems with Men and they both share it with their manager. The manager tells Du to befriend his enemy and collaborate with him to defeat their common new enemy. Man is playing the guitar in a bar and is having some whiskey. Du visits him and gets to talk with him. Du tells him about Game. He motivates Man to make a move. He can't just let this guy steal his love. At the park, a group of elderly people are watching Lin demonstrate some therapeutic moves on Game. When they have a break, Man walks up to them and tells everybody that this guy is trying to steal his future girlfriend. Man is having some trouble concentrating because of the amount of whiskey he drank the night before. Lin asks him to leave and Man has no other choice but to do so. Kanyang meets with a royalty agent and negotiates the sale of his restaurant space. The agent sees some pictures on the wall and one of Kanyang's friends explains how Lin is Du's aunt, even though Du is practically older than her. Lin visits the supermarket and tells a female employee that she forgot her shopping bag the other day. The employee tells her to chat with the customer support. They will be able to help her and give her bag back. Lin does contact support, and her message is seen by Men. Men hands the request over to Du, and now he is the one to do the texting. Du remotely introduces himself as Mr. Chat and asks Lin to describe her bag and its contents. Lin sends him a picture of her bag and says she kept a manga book in it. Du grabs that detail and uses it to connect with Lin. Men and the manager are able to see those text messages, and the manager tells Du that he's a weirdo for flirting with his aunt. Lin's coworker tells her the same thing. It's weird that she is talking that much to a guy who should be helping her with her request instead of flirting with her. When Du returns home, he is greeted by Man. He tells Du that he is in the process of getting over Lin. But while he was going to delete her from his Facebook friends list, he stumbled upon a beautiful girl, Yaya, who is a friend of Lin's and sells some vitamins online. He also says he already ordered 20 items and he is going to meet with the girl in another location because he doesn't want Lin to see them and feel bad. Man meets with Yaya in the supermarket, but she looks nothing like her Facebook profile picture. Man is pretty disappointed and asks if he can get his money back. Yaya and Man fight. Man blames her that she looks more beautiful in her profile picture. Yaya blames him that he also pretends to be rich in his Facebook profile. Man approaches them and asks them to calm down. Lin also joins them, but for another reason. Lin texts Du and tells him she knows he is Mr. Chat. Men calls Du and tells him to get there. Lin is waiting for Du. She only takes a look at him and walks away, disappointed by his behavior. Men and the manager talk about Du. They say that Du doesn't want his aunt to have a boyfriend. That's why he created a character that is not real, to keep Lin away from others. Lin has a date with Game, but Du crushes the date. He has a talk with Lin. Lin tells him to stop annoying her and go back to college to graduate and be able to help his father. Lin meets with Kanyang and tells him that Du has dropped out of college and works a part-time job, but he is afraid to tell him. Kanyang asks Lin what's her opinion on selling his store. Lin tells him it's his place and he can do whatever he wants. Kanyang stands before the wall with the pictures and says that he has to tell everyone the truth before he decides if he should sell the store or not. Du goes back to college and signs up for some races. His father visits him on the track and they have a talk in the locker rooms. Kanyang tells Du that he and Lin are not really related. He has made a promise to take care of Lin like she's real family, but there is no bloodline relation. Du tells Lin the news. That makes Lin depressed because she now has no real family left. Lin gets a scholarship for England and plans to attend to it. Du meets her at the airport. Lin says she can't understand how Du is happy with them not being related. All the while, she feels sad about it. Du says he has always liked Lin. Now that he knows they are not relatives, he can be free of his guilt. Before he knew, he would feel so strange and embarrassed for liking his own aunt. But they don't have to be romantically involved. He tells Lin they can be whatever she wants them to be, friends or nephew and aunt. Lin doesn't change her mind and flies to England. Kanyang has not sold his store. Du finishes his studies and graduates. Now he works in his father's store. Lin visits them one day and she tells Du that she was not happy in London. She felt alone without Du and Kanyang. The film ends with Du and Lin walking on a bridge and Du asking her if she has a boyfriend or someone she likes. Subscribe and hit that like button to help our channel grow. Turn the notifications on so you won't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for watching.